Hi, this is Mintu Pal here. Once again, welcome back to my channel Steam Mechanical. In this video, I will be talk about the topic gear train. Basically, in your book, you can find this topic as a gear and gear train. Okay, but here in this video, I will be talking about only the gear train. Okay, so these are the points I will be discussed, that what is basically gear train, then the use of gear train, basically why we are use the gear train, and next one is the types of gear train. And after types of gear train, once by one I will be discussed all the four types of gear train. Okay, so let's start. So the first video. One is the what is gear train. Okay, you can find lots of different definitions of gear train is present, but in simply you can say that gear train is the mechanical system which contain arrangement of number of gears. Okay, so two things you have to remember. First one is not a mechanical component, it is a mechanical system. And when we call a system, means obviously it contain number of mechanical component. That's why here I written that contain arrangement of number of gears. If you talk about gears, then you obviously talked about a single gear, but when you are called gear train, it contains number of gear. Now it may be a 2 or 3 or 4, it depends on the systematic design for which purpose we want to use the gear train. Okay, so this is one, I think this one is clear. Next one is the use of gear train. Why we use the gear train? The very effective ones are basically written here. First one is the to change the direction of rotations. Means when one shaft is rotated, suppose for example the shaft is rotated in clockwise directions. Now you want to change the rotation of the shaft from clockwise to anti-clockwise directions, then you can use a gear train. Okay, so second one is that to transfer the torque, or you can say the power. Means when you want to transfer or the power or torque from one shaft to another shaft, there also you can use the gear train. Next one is the third one, to get the desired gear ratio. What is the gear ratio, I will be discussed in other video, but here I hope that all of you know about it. Okay, so to get the desired gear ratio means basically to change the speed of the shaft's rotation. The fast shaft, suppose the fast shaft rotates in 500 rpm, but when you are transfer the torque or power to the next shaft, but you did not want that the rotation of the shaft should be 500, you want something different than the 500, it may be more than 500 or less than 500, so depend on that you have to arrange your gear train. Okay, so these three is basically the most common use of the gear train. Next one is the type of gear train. Okay, what are the basic types of gear train you can see? First one is the simple gear train. Okay, simple gear train. Next one is the compound gear train. Third one is the reverted compound gear train, and fourth one is the basically very important, and you can say the special types of gear train. It's a epicyclic gear train, which also known as a planetary gear train. Okay, so this is all about the basic of the gear train. What is gear train, what are the use of gear train, and then the types of gear train. Now take a look to the types of gear train one by one. Okay, first discussed about the simple gear train. So simple gear train, there is no such definition, but there must be some properties should contain by simple gear train, that by observing the figure we can say that okay, this is a simple gear train. Okay, so first one is the, it is a gear train, example of gear train, or you can say the types of gear train. So must be first property should arrangement of number of gears. Okay, in that arrangement number of gears should be there. Okay, so this is the first property. Next property is the only one gear must be mounted on a shaft. Now let's try to understand these two with help of a schematic diagram. So there is the one kind of schematic diagram, there is the another one, you can use both. Okay, and I know that so many students get difficult to read the schematic diagram of gear train, so I will must be make a video on that topic. Okay, maybe my next video is based on that topic. So now you can see here, this is a shaft and this one is the another shaft. This is the gear number 1 and this is the gear number 2. Now this property is the arrangement of number of gears. So there is no single gear, there is a 2 gear, means number of gears. Okay, so more than 1 gear must be there. Next is the only 1 gear must be mount on a shaft. There is a single shaft and on that single shaft only a single gear is mount, and here also a single shaft and on that single shaft only single gear is mount. So this property is also fulfilled. So now this is the shaft, this is the another shaft, this is the gear 1, this is the gear 2. Now if we called that the gear 1 is the driver, means we are provide the input to that shaft on which gear 1 is mounted. Okay, so this one is our driver. So if this one is the driver, then this gear is drives the gear number 2. So this gear number 2 is basically is our driven gear. So up to now this one is, I hope, clear. So there is no other gear. So gear 2 will be whatever the shaft mount with the gear 2, this shaft will provide us the output. Okay, so this is the output. Here the rotations of the sense of rotations of the two shafts are changed. Okay, so this simple figure, if you want, you can represent in that form also. Here is the gear 1, here is the gear 2, and this is the connection point. You can see the gear 1 is connected to the gear 2. Okay, now this is total about the simple gear train, and the one formula, this is a very important one for the simple gear train, is that the speed of the driver 1 by speed of the driven 1. This is the speed, whatever the speed of the gear 1, and this gear 1 is our driver gear. That's why whatever the speed of the gear 1, this one should be here. And suppose the speed of the driven gear, means speed of this gear 2 is unknown. So if you want to find this one, then you have to use this formula. Speed of driver by speed of driven is equal to teeth of driven by teeth of driver. Now here, in case of the driver and driven, you can use the input and output also, or first and last also. Which one you get good for you, you can remember this one. Okay, so this is about the simple gear train. Next one is the compound gear train. So in case of the compound gear train, obviously some changes will be there. First, properties will be same, arrangement of number of gears. Okay, here also single gear not be there, number of gears will be there. Okay, and second one is the at least on one shaft more than one gear should mountain. Means the property B for simple gear train and the property B for the compound gear train, both are simply opposite to each other. Here they are told that on a single shaft must be one gear will be there, but here they are said at least, maybe number of shafts will be there, but at least on one shaft more than one gear should be mount. Okay, so you can see whatever I told here in this picture. Okay, here this is the shaft number 1, this is the shaft number 2 and shaft number 3. So here shaft number 1 contains gear 1, shaft number 2 contains 2 gear, gear number 2 and gear number 3. So this is basically I want to explain with the point B, that at least here you can see 1 2 3 gear, sorry, 3 shaft is there, but at least one shaft should more than one gear. Here shaft number 2 contains 2 gear. Okay, and the similarly third shaft contains a gear number 4. Here if we assume that on the shaft 1 input is given, so shaft 4, sorry, shaft number 3 provide us the output. Okay, here as on the shaft 1 input is provided, whatever the gear mount on the shaft 1 will be acts as a driver. Now the gear which linked with the gear number 1 will be acts as a driven. Okay, so basically try to understand carefully. that when you want to find which gear is the driver one and which gear is the driven one, please always take a couple of gear which are linked to each other. Suppose as an example, here gear 1 and gear 2 both are linked to each other. So here if you want to find which one is driver and which one is driven, then first look at the shaft. Here shaft 1, on the shaft 1 input is given, so the gear 1 mount on the shaft 1, so this gear 1 will be acts as a driver. Now if this gear 1 is driver, this gear 1 is linked with the gear 2, so this gear 1 will be drives the gear 2. That's the reason that gear 1 is driver and gear 2 is the driven. But when we are consider the couple of gear 3 and gear 4, in this case the gear 3 will be acts as a driver and gear 4 will be acts as a driven, because whatever the power is coming out from driver, gear 1 to gear 2, and then gear 2 is coupled with the shaft 2. Now similarly the gear 3 also coupled with the shaft 2, means when the shaft 2 starts rotates, gear 3 also rotates. So this time this one is acts as a driver, and this gear 3, which is basically the reason due to which the gear 4 rotates. Okay, try to carefully understand. Here the gear 3 is the reason due to which gear 4 is rotates. That's the reason we are called that gear 3 is the driver which drives the gear 4, and gear 4 is driven by gear 3. That's the reason it's called a driven gear. Okay, so if you want to represent this diagram in this format also you can. Here you can see this is the gear 1 and this is the gear 2, and this gear 2 and gear 1 are linked to each other, and similarly here is the gear 3 which is mounted on the same shaft, and this is the gear 4 which is linked to the gear number 3. Okay, now there is a very another very important formula for the compound gear train. Okay, this one also you can use for the reverted compound gear train, that speed of driver by speed of driven, means the first one, I mean the left side for both the cases for simple gear train and compound gear train is same, but in case of the simple gear train you are use that whatever the teeth of driven by teeth of driver. Okay, but here the product of teeth on driven by product of teeth on driver. This thing just you have to remember. Here only single teeth value, whatever the number of teeth will be there, 10, 20, 30, if you just opposite. Okay, here driven below, just you have to write down number of teeth on the driven in the numerator. Similarly here you have to change this driven to here and this driver to here, but here not only the value of teeth, here the product of teeth value. Okay, you have to take. Now similarly here also if you want, you can replace this driver as a input and driven as a output, or as a first and driven as a last. You can remember as how you want. Okay, the third one is the reverted compound gear train. Here also some properties is there. First one is the arrangements of number of gears, which one is basically present in all types of gear train. Next one is the at least one shaft more than one gear should mount, means here the name is reverted compound gear train, so whatever the properties are contained by the compound gear train must be present here. The third one is the input and output shaft must be co-linear, and this one is the basically the unique properties which is contained by the reverted compound gear train as compared to compound gear train. Here let's try to understand whatever I write down here with help of this diagram. Here the gear number 1, here this one is the gear number 2, this is the gear number 3, and this one is the gear number 4. Let us assume that this is the input shaft and this one is the output shaft. And one thing you can observe from this diagram is that whatever the input shaft and the output shaft both are co-linear to each other, means they lie on a single line. If I draw a line, means the center line of the shaft 1 and the center line of the shaft 4, then the shaft 3, then they will be in a single line. Okay, Now the same diagram you can represent in this form also. Here you can see this is the gear number 1, this is the gear number 4. Okay, basically there two shaft is present and both the shafts are collinear. That's the reason they are basically overlap to each other. And from the side view, in this view basically if you see, you can't observe that both the shaft is there. Okay, you can able to see only a single shaft. Okay, and here the shaft 3 and the gear 3 and the gear 2 both are mounted on a single shaft. Okay, here one properties you can observe that due to the collinearity of the input and output shaft, what you can say that whatever the radius of the gear 1 plus radius of the gear 2 means the distance from here to here, this distance must be equal to the distance of from the here to here. Okay, so means the radius of the summation of the radius of the first gear and second gear must be equal to the summation of the radius of the third gear and the fourth gear. Now as we know that diameter is equal to module into number of teeth. Now this radius can be written as a module into number of teeth by 2. Now if you represent this R1 in the form of module and teeth, then how it will be look like? Now module 1 into teeth 1 by 2 plus module 2 into teeth 2 by 2. Okay, sim is equal to module 3 into teeth 3 by 2 plus module 4 into teeth 4 by 2. Now here 2 get cancel out, and if we assume that module is same, okay, means m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m3 is equal to m4, then simply teeth 1 plus teeth 2 is equal to teeth 3 plus teeth 4, means the summation of the teeth present in gear 1 and gear 2 must be equal to the summation of the teeth present in gear 3 and gear 4. Okay, so this one is simple, I think. Now next one is this one is the reverted compound gear train, means already I told that whatever the properties should compound gear train contain, all the properties must be here. This means the speed of driver by speed of driven must be equal to the product of teeth on driven by product of teeth on driver, which I already write down in case of the compound gear train. Now try to correlate whatever basically I write here with this schematic diagram. Here speed of driver mean the whatever the speed, rotating speed of the gear 1, let us assume it as a n1. Okay, and the speed of driven means the speed of the output shaft is equal to n4. Okay, now product of teeth on driven. Okay, product of teeth on driven. Now here this gear is fast rotates, so this one is a driver gear. Now this due to this gear number 1 gear 2 rotates, so this gear is the driver 1 and the gear 2 is the driven. So that's why I write down here teeth 2 T2, which represents the number of teeth present in gear 2. Similarly, after gear 2, let's come to the gear 3. When gear 2 rotates and along with the gear 2, gear 3 also be rotates, because gear 2 and gear 3 both are mounted on a single shaft. Okay, now due to the rotation of the gear 3, gear 4 will be rotates. That's the reason here gear 3 will be driver and gear 4 will be driven. So ultimately you get gear 2 and gear 4 both are driven. So here I multiplied the teeth of gear 2 and gear 4, which is represented by T2 and T4 respectively. And similarly product of teeth on driver, so product of teeth on gear 1 and gear 3, T1 and T3. So I hope the explanation is understood by all of you. So this is total about the reverted compound gear train. Okay, the next one or the last one is the epicyclic gear train, or it can be said as a planetary gear train. Now if you told that the gear train topic is very important, if you provide it 3 star, then epicyclic gear train you should provide a 7 star. How much it is important, I think you can understand it. Okay, so here Same point A is the same arrangement of number of gears. The next one is the very important, is that center of one gear must be rotate around other gear. Means suppose if I assume, or if I take that here this is the center of this gear, okay. Now you can observe the center of this gear will be rotates like this way, na? Like this way it will be rotates, means the center of this gear rotates around the center of this gear. This one is basically written here. So here this gear is called the sun gear, this one is called the arm, which is basically drawn with help of a green pen, green color, okay. And this is called a planet gear. This is planet gear. We know na that around the sun planet is rotates, okay. So similarly you can see the same configuration is here. Around the sun gear planet gear is rotates, and this is called a ring gear, okay. So this configuration is there. But one thing I want to say, that epicyclic gear train is not a small topic. A lot of thing is there. I will must be make a video based on this epicyclic gear train, but in this classifications I hope this one is enough, okay. So one video will must be there which is based on only epicyclic gear train. So in this video this much only. I hope I am able to explain the what is gear train, the use of gear train, and the types of gear trains, and I explain one by one about each and every types of gear train, okay. So thank you so much.